Hey pals! In this video, you'll discover the process of growing onions from seeds in a single season and achieving a plentiful harvest. I'll tell you and show you all the stages of cultivation, as well as how much time is needed for each growth stage. Firstly, you have to begin by selecting the appropriate seed, because not every type of onion can be cultivated in a single season and produce a large bulb. Before purchasing seeds, be sure to pay attention to the description provided on the back of the seed package. It should indicate that this is an annual variety of onions, one of the finest and largest. There is a particular type of onions referred to as exhibition. In this video, I'll show everything using this specific variety as an example. After selecting the variety, we prepare the sowing for planting. We are going to need a plastic container that is about 8 to 10 centimeters deep. If you're growing for the first time, make holes in the bottom of the container with a diameter of 5 mm so that excess moisture can quickly drain out. And you'll also need a pallet under the container to collect any extra moisture in it. We fill the container with soil, but not completely. Leave around 2 centimeters on top. It is recommended to use store-bought soil, as you won't need a lot of it. Onions grow fast and without any issues in it. We pack the soil with our hands so it doesn't sink after watering. Then we place toilet paper or paper towels or napkins on the ground to cover the entire surface of the ground. Then you need to wet the paper so that the seeds stick to it, and we commence sowing the seeds onto the paper surface. The distance between the seeds in the row should be about 1 centimeter, and between the rows 3 centimeters. After that, when all seeds are placed in the container, it is necessary to cover it with a layer of soil about 1 centimeter thick and compact the soil. Then we give it a good watering. And here I reckon you've got a question. Why do we need paper? I gotcha. He's needed, first of all, so that the seeds don't sink too deep into the soil. That's how we get abundant seedlings. Secondly, on damp paper, you can clearly see the seeds, so we can control the distance between rows and between seeds. And thirdly, and most importantly, this paper holds moisture well, and that's how the seed will quickly sprout. Now, in order for the seeds to sprout faster, you gotta put this container in a warm place. We don't need the light in the barn right now, and the temperature of the surrounding environment needs to be plus 20, plus 25 degrees Celsius. You don't need to cover the container either. Just make sure that the soil is moist on the surface before the first sprouts appear, and in just 5 days, we'll have our first seedlings. As soon as we see them, we immediately put this container on a shelf with lighting or on a windowsill. Now the young plants require light, and the temperature should be approximately 16-20 degrees. No need for higher ones to prevent seedling stretching. I sow onion seeds for seedlings on March 1st, and I live in Kharkiv region. For onion seedlings, we only need to do 2 things. First, it's important to water the lawn on time, and I water approximately once every 3 days. It all depends on the temperature and humidity in your room. Higher temperature, more often water. On the contrary, lower temperature, less often water. And another thing, you gotta do some leaf trimming on the onion, and you gotta start doing this when your seedlings grow to be about 20 centimeters long. And there will already be a total of 2 leaves on the onion seedlings. Gotta grab some garden shears or regular ones and trim the leaves at a height of about 10 centimeters from the ground. In this way, we'll encourage the growth of new leaves. And if you don't do this, then the seedlings will fall on the ground and at best will just be weak and give a small harvest. And in the worst case, they'll get sick from contact with the dirt and die. You need to make 1 or several such prunings before planting in open ground. It all depends on how strong your seedlings grow. Then, somewhere at the end of April or the beginning of May, you gotta plant onion seedlings in the ground. It is preferable to go by the street temperature. Once the nighttime temperature remains consistently above 7 degrees Celsius, it indicates that the ground has warmed up sufficiently, and it is the appropriate time to begin planting. Then we create grooves utilizing a hoe, making them approximately 10 centimeters deep, and additionally, we evenly level the soil with our hands, thus forming mounds. The minimum distance between rows should be 15 centimeters. Then we reach into the container and take out the seedlings with our hand. Don't worry, you won't harm the seedlings this way. She's a tough cookie, and we separate the seedlings from each other. The distance between onions in rows should be 10 centimeters. Then she'll have enough room and she'll grow up big. If you reduce the distance, the onion will continue to grow until it reaches the neighboring onion plant. At the end of the video, I'll show you the result of planting seedlings at a normal and a small distance between the bulbs. I put the seedlings on a hill and cover only the roots and the white part of the onion with soil so that the place where the leaves split is on the surface, not underground, otherwise the seedlings may die. This is a must, so stick to it. And now we water the seedlings using the sprinkler method. First, the seedlings will wilt, but within a day they'll be poking through the soil. Now we water the seedlings every day, in the evening, until they strengthen. You'll see it in the seedlings. She'll start growing new leaves, and this period will take about 2-3 weeks after planting seedlings. Then I water once every 5 days, and by the 20th of July, you can begin the process of harvesting. It's also preferable to assess the plant's condition here. Onions will indicate when they require cleaning. You can tell by the leaves. As soon as it hits the ground, that means you need to pick the onion, like I do in the video. After you have picked the onion, you have to dry it out. To do this, you have to spread the onions, like on the porch, and cover it with a cloth and lay it out just like you see in the video. And this is the size of the onion I obtained in the year 2023. I was planting seedlings at a distance of less than 10 centimeters from each other. And here's the size of the onion I got in 2022. Here the distance between the onions was 10 centimeters, and as you can see, the difference is obvious. Where she had more space, there the onion grew bigger. So, you got to dry the onions for about 2-3 weeks until the leaves dry out, and then we cut or tear it off. And now we are putting this onion without leaves in boxes and taking it to the attic. And when the frost arrives, we place blankets or old jackets over these boxes to prevent her from freezing. And so this onion, which is grown from seeds in one season, can last until January. Additionally, the onion grown from seeds is more juicy and sweeter. Now you definitely know how to grow onions from seeds and obtain a large harvest. To not lose this video, give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on new videos. See you in the next videos.